Good morning. It's Tuesday and promises kept. We're here. I'm Jay Cleveland Payne. These will be 8 things, particularly 8 things you might not have heard for this day, Tuesday, October 4th, 2022. We here at the Conversation Project present this video thing to you, and we believe ourselves to be a tertiary news source for you. Some things not the main source. We call ourselves your news side piece because we give you stories in the day. These are some stories that, trust me, you probably did not pick up while you're watching your morning show or getting your day started. I am glad to present for you these stories that you actually vet for us to tell people which stories are most conversational. We'll tell you more about that towards the end of the program. Make sure you stop by our main website, which is theconversationproject.com, for more details on what we have going behind the scenes. If you go there and check it out there's less of me having to sell you stuff on there. So check out what's there for you to get onto so I can do less promotion. I think it wins all ways around. Let's get into the stories quickly to keep things moving. U.S. calls North Korea launch dangerous, pledges to defend allies. North Korea launched the first big old missile in a long time, and this, we believe, is going to be a precursor to maybe a nuclear test because North Korea has not been getting much love lately, mostly because there's other things going on in the world and other problems going on, and North Korea is just seeing itself not in love with the world anymore, at least without Donald Trump out there to kind of either sable rattle or hug and kiss, not getting much attention. This missile actually is the furthest missile that they've been able to launch. They have missiles they've tested that have the capacity of making to, even to the coast of the United States. They never shot one that far. This one shot over Japan, much farther than they've ever shot before. And this actually launched a J alert. This is a like the emergency alert system for Japan that nationwide kicked off because there was something coming from North Korea. As many people believe, this is a precursor to what may be a nuclear test coming soon because they're not supposed to be doing that either. North Korea doing the bad things, and U.S. is calling what they're doing dangerous, more big words like that, and they're pledging to defend any allies if the North Koreans decide to actually do something really, really, really dumb, like launch an attack of any sort. We shall see how this thing escalates or de-escalates, because basically they just want attention, they want food, they want money. That's kind of what they do. Let's move on to the second story this morning. A man who was shot by Kyle Rittenhouse, remember that guy, wants to change his name. Kyle Rittenhouse, who got famous for killing a couple people while, quote unquote, defending people at a riot over a Black Lives Matter thing, got himself in a pretty good set. He got pretty famous. He's going to college and he's not. People, loving him up because they're really kind of crazy and all that stuff. Meanwhile, the guy that actually survived the actual shooting from him, he shot 3 people. 2 of them died. 1 didn't. He's getting harassed. He's getting basically tortured. He's the one that's dealing with people, fussing about him, giving Kyle Rittenhouse a bad name for being shot by the man and not dying or something like that. So he's wanting to change his name because he needs to get out of the spotlight. It's pretty dangerous to be him. This may not seem like a major story, but this is something that we're seeing a lot in these times right here, where people who are just kind of living their lives and doing their jobs are being put into danger for other people who put people in danger. We have issues where the Supreme Court, the brand new Supreme Court, now has to deal with, or I think the last court, a new court dealing with its new batch of security issues for Supreme Court justices, especially like the guy that showed up at Kavanaugh's house thinking, I'm going to kill this dude. Because why do people think that? They do. I don't know why. It's amazing how much security. AOC had an article a few weeks back about how much she pays for security and keeping her staff safe because people hate her. And maybe you do for the reasons of her politics, but that should not mean you want to beat her down and want her dead. You want her out of office, but not dead. That's the way things should be working. This is an issue that is a bit bigger than you think it is, because people who get a bit of animosity and all of a sudden are shown become targets of all sorts of not just ridicule, but sometimes actual violence. This is a man who probably needs a bit of respite. We'll see how the story plays out or not, because he may change his name and never tell us. That's kind of the point. Albert Pujols hits home run number 702 in final regular season game at Busch Stadium. He actually hit 703 yesterday on the road, which is even better. So Pujols is definitely definitely been very good for baseball and very good for the Cardinals. Coming back to retire as a Cardinal after spending a good bit of time on the West Coast. But people love this guy. We're going to find out, maybe he could shoot somebody at Fifth Avenue and he'd get away with it because he's Albert Pujols. And St. Louis is like, you know what? He probably deserved it. Albert Pujols doing his magic, hitting 703 yesterday, definitely putting himself in the record books. I don't think that's going to stretch to anybody else. He's not going to get past the record at this point because he's basically done. He needs another 10 or so home runs to go past anything that, but hitting that 700 was amazing. 702, now 703 is a pretty big deal. Hopefully that guy who got 703 is going to do great things with that catch, that ball from last night. Let's move on to this one. Kim Kardashian, also money to pay $1.26 million to settle SEC charges over Instagram crypto promotion. Now, while Vanderbilt and Missouri would love a little extra cash, it's not that SEC. I know it's football season, but this is the Securities Exchange Commission. Say that slower with less SIS. Security Exchange Commission. And they are the people that make sure that people aren't cheating people out of big money. And Kim Kardashian didn't necessarily cheat people out of big money, but she led people to believe they make a lot of money in crypto by posting on her Instagram, and people not having enough sense to say, oh, I should check this thing out. Oh, crypto looks kind of shady. Oh, yeah, it's Kim Kardashian. I don't know what she's doing with this. A bunch of people actually bought her crypto that she was promoting, that she didn't actually promote as a promotion. She's like, hey, guys, this crypto is awesome. I've been buying it up while drinking my matcha, and it's been awesome. Something to that effect. She's going to pay $1.26 million. Now, that sounds like a lot of money, and it is a lot of money. Here's the deal. Someone, an analysis somewhere, so basically put it, Kim Kardashian's fine to her net worth. Because she's worth over $1 billion or so dollars, this fine is basically takes the average family in America and fines them $100. It's essentially a low-level speeding ticket for all practical purposes for this thing. So how much money was lost by people, we'll never really know. How much damage was caused, we'll never really know. But how much is going to cost Kim Kardashian basically walking around money. Unidentified child, 5, left at Fort Lauderdale, Florida area school. You're going to have to read this one to go deeper in this one. This one is a head scratcher. A young boy was left at a school in Fort Lauderdale. He had his backpack. He was, ready for class. He didn't go to that school, though, and no one knew where he came from. And it took them hours to find his parents. How does this happen? Well, you have to read the story to go deeper into this, but this is an odd one. Literally, a child was dropped off at a school ready to go to class, only for the people to find out he was not registered. He didn't know who he was. Well, he knew who he was. He didn't know how to get a hold of his parents because he's 5 years old. This is a bit of a scary situation, but also a bit of a head scratcher. Read the story. Click the link inside our description so you get deeper details in the story, because this is one that's a little hard to explain, but pretty darn interesting. Hydration break. Pause for effect. Here's a story that took a few days to kind of get the wires to turn into something that people are talking about, but we put it up there early a day or so ago, and it is you guys clamped onto it. Hook, line, and sinker. The headline: fishermen team accused of cheating by stuffing fish with weights. This happened in Ohio a few days ago, where a championship fishing competition, which is all cool with that, and a team was ready to win with their big haul of fish, until the fish were investigated. Someone checked out on the product to find the fish were stuffed with weights and fish cutlets. Because when you look inside the fish, you see fish bodies. Like, okay, well, this is kind of a place. You move a little piece of fish and you find out there's weights in the fish. Now, what makes this even more, bonkers is if you go and watch video of them being caught, it's like, yeah, it's like any other schoolyard cheating scandal where they're just yelling and screaming and pointing fingers and just cussing each other out. So the guys who cheated got disqualified, obviously, and all is not quite well in the world as fishing scandals and cheating scandals in fishing are now a thing. There are cheating scandals in chess. There are cheating scandals in fishing. Sure, there's cheating scandals in actual sports, but those are actual sports with actual people playing with actual, physical balls. Apparently, fishing and chess are now, sustainable or susceptible to the same sort of treatments. Michael Fanone, speaking out about January 6th, destroyed my career. This comes from an article and interview recently by Michael Fanone, who is now a CNN contributor. We'll see how long that long is, the way CNN is sort of shuffling things in their sense. But Michael Fanone, the police officer who was one of the biggest faces speaking out against the January 6th attack on the Capitol and democracy itself, said that basically while there's a brotherhood of people who are down with that, the fact that he spoke out so, I'll say eloquently, basically, he spoke out so well about it, destroyed his actual career as a police officer. Now, many other folks you keep seeing showing up at things in their uniforms, and they've been doing it for quite some time. Some of the people that have been outspoken with this. Michael Fanone has been a bit extra outspoken, I guess, enough that he could not stay in his local district, could not stay where he was, and nobody kind of wanted to deal with him as a police officer. He probably didn't want to leave anyway, which is why he's trying to find other things. He's not broke per se, but he is trying to rethink his life, not so much life choices, but his life to get things on some level playing field, because now his life as a police officer isn't quite going to cut it. That's just what it is. The thing he actually wanted to do and loves to do, he can't do anymore because of January 6th. And Phil Collins and two Genesis bandmates sold song catalog for a reported $300 million. This is what people do these days. And I guess it's the wave of the future, the way of now, if you will, that people who have been working on something for quite some time want to cash out on what's going on. Phil Collins, of course, unable to actually perform at this point. So having these songs in his catalog for royalties is one thing, but being able to have them for the rights for extra recordings and performances doesn't really work so well. So why not? Phil Collins is going to cash out. Him and the members of Genesis are cashing out for $300 million for the song catalog. Now someone else will get the chance to manage it, make more stuff off it, be able to sell the rights and license to other people. That's basically what it is. It's the rights to sell the rights to the songs. Phil Collins, after a very storied and very long and pretty gosh darn good career, get a chance to, live off the land of his labors and deal with that one. Hopefully Phil Collins will be able to live with us and be with us for quite some time. We know his health is very bad, and do some appearances, maybe do a little bit of humming along, or he can't really drum, he can't really sing anymore, but hopefully be able to be around for some things for quite some time. We still need good Phil Collins in our life. Let's go to this teaser story for the day. I know in the corner it talked about Herschel Walker and the abortion thing. We're going to try to pass that and deal with what's actually in the headline for this story we actually posted. The Onion files hilarious epic amicus brief to in SCOTUS case of man arrested for parody Facebook post mocking cops. This actually happened. All this stuff actually happened. The Onion is not doing parody to the SCOTUS. The Onion actually filed the amicus brief for the Supreme Court, and they will possibly hear this on a man arrested for a Facebook post that was mocking cops. Is it freedom of speech? Is it freedom of expression? Is it harassment? Is it the Onion? Well, the Onion definitely, but the rest of it we shall see as we go down the line. How can we talk about this story? You might ask Jay Cleveland Payne. Well, Jay Cleveland Payne will tell you that it's very simple. You just have to vote it up with your engagement by checking out our feeds. Our feeds are on Facebook and Twitter. I know old people are on Facebook and Twitter, but that's where we are. I'm an old guy. Facebook.com/This Is a Conversation Project and Twitter.com/TH_conversation is where you can find our feeds, or you get to see it on the scroll right there down there. As a story gets posted in our feeds, every 50 minutes, a brand new headline gets there. Engage with it. Like it, love it, hate it, share it. Be engaged. Get hooked up with it. And the more you engage with a story, better chance we get to talk about it. Tuesday through Friday, we get about 30 to 35-ish stories that will come down within the daytime, within our area of midnight to 5 a.m. midnight the day before until 5 a.m. the morning of. And we will choose from the top 15 stories that are in that range of engagement. And we'll pick 8 of those stories to get to. On Mondays, we give you 10 stories because we have about 90 to 95 stories within that span of time. So we pick from the top 30, give you 10 stories, more stuff. It works like that. So if you want to talk about this story or literally any story we're talking about, follow us on Facebook and Twitter, check out our feeds, and engage in the stories as they are posted. Otherwise, the bots get all the love. Let's go to the part where I ask you for money, and it's right here. Today's sponsor is Robinhood. Go to thisisaconversationproject.com/Robinhood for your chance to get the app and get invested in none. Now, at this point, it seems like everyone's in on the thing, but they're not. So just in case you're not, we're going to offer this up to you. Yes, the market is down. Yes, the stocks are down. Yes, the ETFs are down. Yes, the bonds are down. They're all down. It's all down, 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 down. But at some point, they'll recover. They'll start going up. So now is the time to make your investment into your investment and check out Robinhood. The simplest way to get into an investment, you get the app on your phone, you load it up with a small amount of money. We're not talking about game stock stuff and raising things to the moon. We're just talking about investing some things that you know about. Look up some research anywhere you want to. Robinhood also has some research as well. They have plenty of charts analysis for you there as well. Invest in stocks, ETFs, bonds, invest in crypto. They offer you if you don't have a bank card to use for that money that actually earns you actual interest because they want to hold your money so that people can do stuff with it. There's other things that are being lopped up there as well. They have access to various other tools, and they're growing more like a actual brokerage every single day. Now, remember, investments can lose money. You're not guaranteed to make any money in any investment. And I will tell you honestly, my stocks, my ETFs, my things through Robinhood right now are down significantly, like a lot of folks are. But at the same time, I've managed my portfolio, and this is not my retirement money. This is my investment money, my playground money, if you will. I've managed my portfolio. I've got rid of some things that were underwater. I've bought some things that are more stable, and I am doing well more mentally because I'm a better investor for this. Don't just buy GameStop because everybody says it's what to buy. That's not what you do. Don't invest in a bunch of crypto if you don't understand how it works. That's not what you do. But check out Robinhood and see if this is the way you want to go. This is conversationproject.com/Robinhood is the link, our affiliate link. We get a small cut back for you joining in, but you can get your investing started now by checking out Robinhood, the app on your phone. But click that link so that we get a little bit of credit. That would be great. It costs you nothing extra. Oh, they'll give you a free stock still. That's going to happen. This is theconversationproject.com is our main website, as I say often, because we want you to go by that website. That is where we home things you might have heard. Also, other great projects, including the weekly wrap-up, which is going to come back in some form. We hadn't quite figured out how to schedule the interview stuff because I want to do the interviews and the big topic. But we're going to come up with the top stories of the week and start producing that in some form. Starting this week. It's newsletter is easy. It's the recording the part that makes it because that's writing and stuff. So check out thisistheconversationproject.com for all of that stuff. Links to our feeds, links to our Facebook page, links to our YouTube page, links to our podcast, links to all sorts of stuff, links to more sponsors and partnership opportunities at the website. Thisistheconversationproject.com. If you enjoy what we do, if we're doing a good job, if we bring you value, consider partnering up to help us get some things rolling around here. Now, today things include birthdays for October the 4th. Susan Sarandon turning 76 years old on this day. Alicia Silverstone, say that 3 times fast, 46 years old today. Now, it's hard to think about, the girl from Clueless and all the Aerosmith commercials being 46, but yeah, that was 20 years ago, 30 years ago. So yeah, it's possible. It's so possible that it's true. Also, Rachel Lee Cook, who was known for doing teen stuff like She's All That, now in the movie He's All That, not playing herself as the older version. So it's kind of ironic. She is also 43 years old. Well, she's also has a birthday today. She is 43 on the day. Today, October the 4th, is the day you celebrate Taco Day. Now, it's Tuesday, so it just kind of fits that it happened this year. And it's also the day you celebrate Vodka Day. Now, tacos and vodka aren't really a combination that most people go with, but we figured, what the hell? It's my show. We'll do it anyway. It's Tuesday. Get your tacos on. And if you're of age, go ahead and sip yourself a little bit of the Stoli. Go ahead and get yourself a little bit of that good stuff. It's okay. Tacos and vodka, not your traditional combination, but you know what? Tacos are great. Vodka's pretty cool. I think you can work that out on your own. Let's go to one last thing going out the door. One last thing you probably hadn't heard about. If you've made a routine of a daily stroll, congratulations. But there's one simple mistake that could be putting your life at risk. To drastically reduce your chances of dying while out for a walk or run, yes, you could die out for a walk or run, do it against traffic. A study out of Finland of pedestrian car accidents revealed that simply walking against traffic instead of with it cut the risk of getting hit by a car by an average of, pause for effect, 77%. All it takes is to walk against traffic. Walk on the left side of the street here if you're in the States. If you're someplace else, it's someplace else. I don't understand. I don't follow traffic laws around the world. But if you just walk on the left side of the street so that traffic is coming on you, so they can see you coming and you can get out of the way, there's a 77% less chance of you getting hit by the car and dying. Now, if you don't walk at all, there's pretty much a 100% chance of you not being hit by a car and dying, but that sort of defeats the purpose. We want you to get out there and get healthy and walk. Outside is a great place to walk because it's outside and there's plenty of places to go. But if you do, all we ask is you walk against traffic. Walk with traffic coming towards you so that you can move out of the way of things coming to you, as opposed to hoping the guy behind you is paying attention, not texting on his phone. Because these days, they're probably texting on the phone. That's what we do. And what we do when we're done is try to wrap this thing up. This has been Things You Might Have Heard for Monday, October the 3rd, 2022. My name is still Jake Payne. Not changed my name yet. Don't think I need to, but we'll see how that works out on the day. Thank you so much for being a part of the show for the day. Thank you so much for the love and support you got. Thank you so much for new people who have checked out partnerships and sponsorships. Kicking the tires is just as good as, well, not quite as good, but pretty good as a way to get things going. The best way you can support is by making sure you're watching this thing, whether it's live, 5:50 a.m., or on the replay as it comes through. In perpetuity. Check out the website, thisisconversationproject.com, where you can also find links to our newsletter, so you can get that coming down the line. Actually, the newsletter went down about 6 minutes ago, oddly enough. And you can see get everything in your printout form. Make sure you stay hydrated, stay limber, and stay on task for the great grand things that we need you here to do. Look out for me to do more promotion pretty soon as we're building more things towards the more meta media stuff and getting some things launched for the Conversation Project. Sorry, going along. And of course, excuse me. Some way, somehow, we're going to have a weekly wrap up in some form to at least get the whole thing started coming up this weekend. With that, I bid you adieu and say thank you for being with us. I need more coffee, apparently. And I need to get to work. You do too. So let's have a great way.